Here we are for another episode of the Real Book Club of Rancho Bernardo, but this time we're on location in beautiful Lake Arrowhead, California, with this amazing view, and I'm here with my beautiful friends, Kathy.
Hello.
Hello. Spunky Kathy. I've got Holly. Hello. Hilarious Holly. And I've got Leslie.
Hello. Yay.
Love you.
Love you too.
And we're here to talk about the amazing book, Reason to Breathe by Rebecca Donovan, which is part of the Breathing series. And in fact, the third book in the trilogy has just landed #4 on the USA Today bestseller charts. So ladies, I'm so giddy and happy to be with you today. We're actually on our mutual vacation, which we do every single year together in this little slice of heaven. So tell me, ladies, what did you think about Reason to Breathe by Rebecca Donovan?
Great, thanks.
Well, I definitely thought that there was this lovely, strong friendship between Emma and Sarah, and the kind of girlfriend that you want to have that I have. I feel really blessed because my friends, if I were in crisis, would just stand by me no matter what and be there for me no matter what. And I've been through crisis and they've been there for me. So I just thought that friendship between those two girls was amazing, and gosh, how lucky Emma was to have her in her life.
That was one of the strongest elements of the book for me, is Sarah and Emma together. And I thought of you so many times in that book because, I mean, I don't know if people know this, but I actually had breast cancer, and you were the one who organized all the meals to my house, and you would come over and just lay on my bed with me and talk about, you know, gossip.
You're gonna be cry already.
I know.
That's how we first met. That's when all of that was going on.
Everybody needs a Sarah in their life, or they need to
Everybody
be a
needs a
Sarah,
Sarah.
or have a Sarah.
And in some way or another, all of you are Sarahs for me, for sure. No doubt about it. So, okay, so let's talk about the protagonist, Emma, because hopefully all of us could be a Sarah for an Emma. I mean, this poor girl is going through hell, essentially, and but she's not showing it. To the rest of the world, she's perfect. She plays soccer, and she's, you know, all American or whatever she is, in perfect grades, right? And she's described as this beautiful blonde thing, but she's hiding a deep secret. Let's talk about what is the trauma that she's masking here.
Well, child abuse. But what bothered me is that the coaches and the people that should have been in charge and noticed did not. And finally at the end, you know, they do. No spoiler alert, I promise. But they just didn't come to her. They didn't save her. And she needed to be saved.
I think once she fell in love and she started building up a teeny bit of self-confidence, her voice developed.
It did.
And that's when
That's a
I
good
think
way
at
to
some
put it.
point that she would have come out and talked about the abuse.
Like, I'm not going to handle this anymore.
Weren't you just waiting for her to just like give that aunt like a
I would
pull,
turn
like a beat down?
In the face. I was gonna punch her in the face, but you know my whole theory about this is that I think the aunt, obviously she was jealous of her niece, but I think she was totally going through menopause.
How would you know this?
Because I excused some of her behavior. Like, oh, she must be midlife. So, because, you know, obviously that's what I'm going through, but I'm not beating my children. TV.
No, you're not beating your children. Let's just put that out there.
At the most, I might yell at my children. I don't beat them. I don't slam their head into a door jamb. You know, I just say, stop doing that! Just never be quiet! Yeah, I'm more of that, you know, I'm that menopausal woman. I'm the screamer.
And don't you find too, like, us being all strong, confident women, like, I found it really disheartening that Emma didn't step up and that Carol was like that. I found, how could these characters be like that?
Parents understand something's up, something's not right with Emma's home life, and they're sort of helping and covering, but like they don't dig deeper. The adults, because where we're at in life, it's hard to read this book and not as a mother be like, I want to run in there and I want to save this kid, and imagine that I would do something to help this poor kid. They don't. But again, it's part of a trilogy, so you know, I haven't read numbers 2 or 3 yet, so I'm just like praying that.
I'm on number 2 right now.
Okay, yeah, I know. It's addicting. It is addicting, I will say. So I'm like ready to start too.
Yeah.
But because we're not 16, and Emma's 16, and I still devoured the book at my stage in life. But I devoured it from a different perspective. I'm not identifying with Emma so much as I'm identifying with all the parents around her. Although, wait a minute, let me backtrack. I identify with Emma in that I'm still 16 inside.
Yes.
And when she...
I'm 28 inside. In my
okay, well actually I'm 35. To be perfectly honest, I'm 35.
28. I love 28.
No, 35
so
for
good.
me.
I don't know about you guys.
How old are you? 22, you said?
No, in my frozen age, I'm 32.
I'm 32.
I'm 30.
30.
30.
Why
Yeah.
am I so old in my
was
frozen age?
I don't know.
I'm 35.
You're lower than 3 years.
No, I thought
Sarah,
a good year.
lower it.
28 is too young. You're still.
Oh, it was so great because it was before marriage. Although I was with the person I married, obviously, so I was happy in that realm. I was not pregnant. I was.
That's why you're so happy.
I know.
If my frozen age is 30 and I didn't get married till I was 32.
What is that? That's exactly the same.
We're the same. We're the same.
I wonder what the frozen age is of all the women out there. I bet you that it's that moment that all of us feel at our most empowered, our most
so
self-confident, and our most in touch with who we really are.
Those ideas about what I was supposed to be doing at 30
Right.
and where I was supposed to be in my life, and I was supposed to be married and have children and all these things, and at that age I kind of let go of that. I went back to school, became a nurse, and I think it was when I felt the most empowered. And then I met my husband. I was
Not a coincidence.
It was not a coincidence. It was, I let go of all those things and just became my own person and my own woman, and I was strong, and life came together. It fell into place.
Like Emma, I kept wanting her to like be your own person, like figure it out.
You said that her voice changed throughout the book, particularly when she started to feel love.
Yeah.
Because, okay, this is a girl who feels devoid of love. Her mother's gone. There's no father in the picture. She's living in a home where she's abused.
Yeah.
She has not a kernel of love in her life, and then she finds Evan. And it makes her blossom. And don't you just go along with it and feel like, this is like the best part of the book.
Oh, yeah.
Is her getting to feel, just like eke out a normal teenage
And feel
existence.
love.
Feel love, which
Like
is what
that
we all
first
want.
love.
I'm experiencing that with my 16-year-old now. It's like I see him. They do.
So let's talk about the love story. I want to talk about the love story, Evan. Now, it's a very chaste love story. I mean, you're just yearning for them to even touch or kiss. And so when that finally happens, it's like just the kiss. But remember when you were really, really young, any little touch is just so huge.
Electrifying.
It's electrifying. And you think so much about when is this going to happen. Just
And my first kiss, I did think about that because my first kiss was embarrassing and awful, and so I know, but it got better after. It was great. I improved a lot, but this guy, he was such a jerk. This guy was such a jerk, and so he kissed me. It was my first kiss. I was such a late bloomer. I was like a sophomore.
And it's just like Emma in the book. You know how Emma goes on vacation and has her first kiss? Because when you're on vacation, you can be anybody you want to be. I was visiting my grandparents for the week, and my aunt, who's 7 years older, took us to the beach, and I met this boy, and I was wearing purple Ray-Bans. You know you want it. I'll never forget it. And he was like, hey, when I walked by him, it's the purple Ray-Bans, you know it. Yeah?
And you're beautiful. So
No, I was like there was nothing to me. I was literally purple Ray-Bans. That was it. And they walked by him. And he's like, hi. And I said, hi. And it was at the beach. And then we exchanged numbers. I don't even remember. It's a blur. And then he called and he asked me out. And my grandparents said, sure, go. Which, I don't know. That's crazy. And I go out and he takes me to Purple Rain. And we're watching the whole movie. And then he kisses me in the movie.
Was it good or was it
I will explain it this way. I said, excuse me. I walked into the bathroom. I took a paper towel and I went. When you're in love and you kiss someone, it's fireworks.
It is, no matter what.
And it really, to be honest, I know we're all, older and we've experienced more than kissing at this point. We've all had children. I'll just leave it at that.
I know how old you're talking
But
about.
no, I'm 35.
I'm not that old. I'm 28.
But I think the reason that it's still pleasurable to read a book with a 16-year-old heroine is that it never dies. That chaste love, that you can relate.
feeling.
Yeah, that butterfly.
When my husband walks in the room, I still have butterflies in my stomach.
I love that.
I have moths.
You have what? Mob. Sometimes dragonflies. I'm kidding.
One point that you made, Holly, is about how Emma was really great at masking. So I just want to talk about that because one thing you just said about coming to family camp is we all have our stuff. And the thing that I love about each and every one of you, and frankly, this is why you're my friends, is you guys are authentic. You're real. When things are going great, you're going great and you let me know. And when things aren't great, you're the first to say, and I know you were just kidding, but I felt moths. I mean, you're authentic, you're funny and you're real. And what I hope for anybody is to have friends, because you can have friends in your life who are truly just acquaintances because they don't know what's really happening with you. And what's the point of having a friendship that's based on an illusion?
We've been through so much together. I met you when you just diagnosed with breast cancer, and I have 5 friends struggling with. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do this. I was going to be the funny one.
Now we're all gonna cry.
But
But that's
But I'm up here, and I remember walking in and having to tell the counselors, my daughter has epilepsy. She might have a seizure on the book trip or whatever. And that this was a place where people said, I'm going to take care of your kid.
But there's all different levels of friendships. You can have the friends that are the PTA friends and the school friends that you can go to movies with and go grab a coffee with. But then you have the other friends who are true,
no
authentic
matter what
friends. Like if your spouse or your dad or your mom or someone died, who are you going to call?
That's
Who's going to help
right.
you arrange the funeral, be there to support you, bring you the meals, and be there for you? And there's all different levels of friendships. And that's something that we've all learned in life. And that Emma in the book is just learning.
But she's grown. She grew so much from the beginning of the book to the end of the book. She was finding her voice. And I'm so excited to read those other books because of that.
So let's wrap up. This has been an amazing book club, I have to say. We've covered just about every emotion I can think of. No, there's nothing to apologize for. I mean, it's amazing. And this is what I can't think of an emotion that we didn't hit in this book club. Let's talk about Reason to Breathe and wrap it up. What do you think? Would you recommend it? Just a little short wrap-up thought about it.
I recommend it for definitely young adults. I think Reason to Breathe is it shows how high school can be and how you can choose different paths and be your own person.
Plus, I think it's a great book to read. She's a fantastic writer. I am recommending reading the entire trilogy. I'm on the second book right now because I think it takes you on a roller coaster ride, and the emotions are very fierce. And I think it's important to kind of get through the first book, and you'll be on a down. Yeah. But then maybe the next books it's gonna be a roller coaster ride. But at least it'll complete the story.
I don't think it's a spoiler to say you don't get your happy ever after at the end of the first book. Even Rebecca Donovan will say there's no happy ever after at the end of the first book. Yeah. And I'm so addicted to the characters that I physically need my happily ever after.
Yeah.
So I'm going to keep going.
By the third book?
I hope so. All right, well, I love you all. Thank you for joining me for the Real Book Club of Rancho Bernardo in beautiful Lake Arrowhead at our family camp, Bruin Woods. August, let's have our next book be hot.
Oh, yeah, that would be good. I'm in.